A warm welcome to His Excellency Shri S. Abdul Nazir Sir, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request all the present to remain stand as our national song followed by the national anthem.
वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां शस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्सनां पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमितद्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् कोटि कोटि कंठ कल कल निनाद कराले कोटि कोटि भुजैर्हित खर करवाले अबला किन मायेत बले बहुबल धारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदल वारिणी मातरं वन्दे मातरम् तुम्ही दिव्या तुम्ही धर्म तुम्ही हृदि तुम्ही मर्म त्वं हि प्राणा शरीरे बाहुते तुम्ही मा शक्ति हृदये तुम्ही मा भक्ति तुम्हारई प्रतिमा गणी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम् त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलां ममलानतुलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
A warm welcome to His Excellency Shri S. Abdul Nazir Sir, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request all the present to remain stand as our national song followed by the national anthem will play.
वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतला शस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्सनां पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमितद्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् कोटिकोटिकण्ठ कलकलनिनाद कराले कोटि भुजैर्हित खर करवाले अबला किन मायेत बले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदलवारिणी मातरं वन्दे मातरम् तुम्ही दिव्या तुम्ही धर्म तुम्ही हृदि तुम्ही मर्म त्वं हि प्राणा शरीरे बाहुते तुम्ही मा शक्ति हृदये तुम्ही मा भक्ति तुम्हारई प्रतिमा गणी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम् त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलां अमलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Please be seated. We shall now commence the interaction session. Prior to moving to interaction session, I request the students and staff to briefly introduce themselves. Then after interaction session. We shall now commence the interaction session. Prior to moving to interaction session, I request the students and staff to briefly introduce themselves. Then after interaction session.
Sir, I am Nancy Krishna from IIT Tirupati and I am the coordinator for USM.
Hello sir, I am Karthik Ras, pursuing BTech third year Mechanical Engineering in IIT Tirupati.
Hello sir, my name is Aniket Bhusnar. I am student of Gokhale Institute, part of Yuva Sangam delegation.
Hello sir,
मैं योगेश करचे शिवाजी विश्वविद्यालय कोल्हापुर से.
Good evening, sir. Myself Shadanand Prakash Shirale, pursuing PhD in Agriculture Agronomy. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Myself Harshal Nakade. I'm pursuing my PhD in chemistry from Nagpur.
Hello sir, my name is Dr. Manma Devekar. I am from ISER Pune and we are here with the Maharashtra delegation.
Sir, my name is Swarna Bharadwaj. I work at ISER Pune. I am part of Yuva Sangam delegation. I'm the coordinator, one of the coordinator. Thank you.
Hello sir, good evening. My name is Nitin Tiwari. I am also part of Yuva Sangam, coordinator.
Good evening, sir. Myself Prabhakar Gare from ISER Pune as the coordinator.
Good evening, respected Honorable Sir. Myself Aditya Kohikar. I am from Amravati, Maharashtra. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Sir. My name is Rahul Mane. I am from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. I have completed Masters in Economics.
A very good evening sir. My name is Purvaja Nilesh Ghore. I am currently pursuing my post-graduation degree MBA from Pune University and part of Yuva Sangam delegation. Thank you.
Good evening, Governor sir. My name is Karan Mahendra Gadge and I am from Mumbai. Completed my bachelor's in BSc IT.
Good evening, Honorable Governor Sir. My name is Abhijit Kulkarni and I am pursuing BTech in Mechanical Engineering and I am from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar.
Good evening, Honorable Governor Sir. I am Deveshri Vankide from Nagpur. I have completed my BSc in horticulture. Right now, I am preparing for competitive exams. Thank you, sir.
What competitive exam?
I am preparing for UPSC and MPSC, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Vaishnavi Pawar and I am pursuing MBA from PIBM Pune and I am here as a part of Yuva Sangam delegates.
Good evening, Honorable Governor. I am Shivangi Upadhyay and I had completed my Masters in Computer Application from Mumbai.
Good evening, sir. I am Rushabh Kavde and currently I am pursuing my graduation in Mechanical Engineering from JIT Nagpur.
Myself Vaishnavi Navekar, currently pursuing last year BA from Mumbai. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Sumit Mende. I am from Gondia district of Maharashtra and currently pursuing BCA from Sri Shivaji College, Nagpur.
Good evening, sir. Myself Pragati Sirsagar. I am completed my Masters in Social Work.
Good evening, sir. Myself Harshada Deepak Raj Dogre. I am a journalist and pursuing 3 years LLB course. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Nashita Vinod Nilgire. I am currently pursuing my degree in BTech for Computer.
Good evening, sir. Myself Mohammad Shahid Bashir Bhagwan. I am from Sindhudurga, Maharashtra.
Myself Pramod Rasway. I am from Parbhani, Maharashtra.
Myself Dhimraj Singh. I am from Madhya Pradesh. Studying in Wardha, Maharashtra. I am pursuing BCA in third semester.
Good evening, sir. I am Amritanshu Shandile. I am currently doing BSMS from ISER Pune.
Jai sir. Myself Kunal Patil. I am from Dhule, Maharashtra and I am currently pursuing my Masters in Computer Science and a Defense aspirant. Thank you, sir.
जय हिंद सर, मेरा नाम करण है. मैं मुंबई विश्वविद्यालय का आईटी का छात्र हूँ और आपसे मिलकर बहुत प्रसन्नता हुई. हमें यहाँ बुलाने के लिए कोटि-कोटि धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.
Good evening, Honorable Governor sir. I am Karikar Bere. I am international PhD scholar in IIT Tirupati and I am Yuva Sangam, Pune.
Good evening, sir. Myself Vismay Madi from Dondaija, Dhule.
Good evening, Honorable Governor Sir. Myself Shivaji Pawar. I have completed BSc Agriculture and currently I am pursuing MMS from MIT Institute of Management in Mumbai.
Good evening, sir. Myself Sadisha Mani. I am pursuing my PhD in Organic Chemistry from Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai.
Good evening, sir. Myself Nisha Pardeshi. I am from Nashik, Maharashtra, and I am currently pursuing MBA from MIT Mumbai.
Good evening, sir. I am Harsh Ashish Gandhi. I am from Raigad district and currently pursuing MBA in Finance. Thanks, sir.
Namaskar, sir. I am Krishna Matikar. I am from Latur and I am pursuing BMS from Maharashtra University of Health Sciences.
Good evening, sir. I am Sarika. I am pursuing BTech Mechanical Engineering first year from IIT Tirupati. I am here as a volunteer for Yuva Sangam. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Narayani Pandey from Shri Guru Gobind Singh Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nanded, Maharashtra. I am currently pursuing third year in my BTech Civil Engineering. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Dhiraj Yogendra Sonane and I am from Nandurbar, Maharashtra. And now I am pursuing BMS from MHS Nasik.
Good evening, sir. My name is Krishna Madhurav Dage. I am from Amravati, Maharashtra. Currently, I am pursuing my Masters in Genetics and Plant Breeding in Dr. Panjabrao Deshmukh Krishi Vidyapith, Akola. Thank you, sir.
Respected Governor sir, good evening. This is Ranesh and I have come from IIT Tirupati. I have completed my BTech first year in Mechanical Engineering and I am here as a coordinator for Yuva Sangam.
Good evening, Your Excellency. I am Sumitra Rupnar. I am a third year law student from ILS Law College, Maharashtra.
Good evening, sir.
I am Vaibhavi Sadashiv Kulkarni, currently pursuing MBA in Finance from Marathwada Mitramandiya, Pune.
Good evening, sir. I am Sakshi Joshi from Solapur, currently pursuing civil engineering.
जैन सर, मेरा नाम सुषमा रामदास प्रजापति, मैं रत्नागिरी महाराष्ट्र.
Good evening, sir. My name is Anchal Harijan and I am from Mumbai, currently pursuing graduation in economics.
Good evening, sir. My name is Siddhi Satish Gurjar. I am from Kolhapur, Maharashtra, currently doing internship at Land Port Authority of India under Ministry of Home Affairs. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. This is Neha from IIT Tirupati. I am pursuing BTech first year in Chemical Department and I came for volunteering this event.
Good evening, sir. My name is Kaveri Shezwar. I am currently pursuing Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from Pravara, Ahilanagar. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Devani Ravindra Nagargurjar. I am from Bid, Maharashtra and currently pursuing my Master of Arts in English Literature.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ishwari Nalavade. I am from Satara, Maharashtra. I am currently pursuing my BE Engineering degree in Information Technology at SIT Pune. Thank you.
मेरा नाम यमराम सब इंस्पेक्टर यमराम मूर्ति फ्रॉम CIT CIPM चित्तूर.
Lakshmipati from CIT Chittoor, sir.
Prepared a brief speech, right? First we will have that speech. It will give you an idea of Andhra Pradesh and many of your doubts will be cleared. Thereafter, if you want anything further, we will have a discussion, right? I think that is better. You will know a lot about Andhra, our Andhra.
I respectfully invite His Excellency Shri S. Abdul Nazir Sir, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, to address the gathering.
Faculty members of IISER, Pune, Maharashtra. Faculty members of IIT Tirupati. Distinguished guests, my dear students, double. I extend a warm welcome to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in Yuva Sangam interaction program with young students, faculty and staff from various educational institutions in Maharashtra pursuing undergraduate, postgraduate and research studies, visiting Andhra Pradesh as a part of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program. I thought one student is also from Madhya Pradesh, right? Somebody is from Madhya Pradesh? Yes. Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. And of course, Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh has a rich and diverse history dating back to thousands of years. And its cultural wealth is reflected in the festivals, literature, music, dance, drama, arts and crafts, and hospitality and way of life of the people. I think it is something different from Maharashtra. Andhra Pradesh is a precious gem in the crown of Indian glory, and the ethnic diversity of the state is visible from different communities that coexist and the different religions followed by the people. The arts and crafts of the state comprise of a remarkable range of handicrafts, paintings and handlooms. Andhra Pradesh is known for a wide range of performing arts, including dance, drama and music. Kuchipudi dance form originated in the state is one of the famous performing arts of the country. Andhra Pradesh is a land of world-renowned temples that are steeped in rich cultural and traditional splendor dating back to the ancient times and beckons a wonderful experience to the devotees. I think one of the most popular temple you must have visited perhaps in Tirupati, right? You have not visited? That is the biggest temple in the world, I am told. The state is endowed with bountiful natural resources of coal, limestone, bauxite, etc., and fertile lands and river basins of Godavari, Krishna, and Penna. Godavari is the second largest. Which is the largest river in the country? Ganga. Second largest is Godavari. Extensive canal system and conducive agro-climatic conditions, and it is also popularly known as Rice Bowl of India. The state has the second longest coastline. Which state has the longest coastline then? Gujarat. In the country after Gujarat, and is one of the largest producer and exporter of marine products, contributing 40% share of the country's marine exports, especially shrimps. The state has progressed from ease of doing business to speed of doing business and has emerged as a top investment destination in the financial year 2026, capturing over 25% of India's total investment proposal by becoming one of the leading investment destinations of the country. We have overtaken Maharashtra because 25% of the FDI comes to Andhra nowadays. Amravati, you have also an Amravati, but listen to me about our Amravati. Amravati, Andhra Pradesh visionary smart capital, is being built on innovation, sustainability and world-class urban design. Amravati represents India's pioneering vision for sustainable urban development, combining cutting-edge technology with environmental consciousness. The master plan ensures efficient infrastructure, green spaces and world-class amenities while preserving cultural heritage and promoting inclusive growth. Amravati is envisioned as India's first greenfield smart capital city, designed to be a model of sustainable urban development and innovative governance. The Amravati Quantum Valley is a pioneering facility coming up in 50 acres dedicated quantum technology park and innovation hub located in Amravati, aimed at establishing a global center for quantum computing, research and applications. I think many of you will be employed in Amravati after some time, because many of you are on, I think, technocrats going to be computer science, yes. But you should go ahead. Mere computers won't help. Now you have to go for AI. It features India's first open access quantum reference facility, launched in April 2026, featuring IBM technology and partnerships with major tech firms like TCS for quantum cloud access and research. The National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology is establishing a specialized quantum and AI university within the Quantum Valley to train high-tech talent in collaboration with QAI Global. The initiative aligns with India's national quantum mission to develop indigenous technology. Andhra Pradesh is rapidly emerging as the premier education and innovation hub with 3 central universities, 19 central autonomous institutions, 28 state universities, 7 deemed to be universities, I think that is the correct expression, deemed to be universities, and 13 private universities. Top-tier national institutions like AIIMS Mangalagiri, IIT, IISER in Tirupati, IIIT Sri City, IIM and IIEPE in Visakhapatnam, NIT Tadepalligudem, NID, SPA in Vijayawada are some of the well-known higher educational institutions located in the state. Swarnandhra at 2047 is the government of Andhra Pradesh's strategic vision to transform the state into a 2.4 trillion economy by 2047 with an aim to achieve 15% annual growth rate and a 45,000 per capita income. The vision of Swarnandhra at 2047 is aligned with Viksit Bharat initiative of Government of India and focuses on building up infrastructure, industrial growth and sustainable development. With robust physical, social, and industrial infrastructure, Andhra Pradesh is poised to become one of India's leading states in the near future. Dear students, the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program that has brought you here is not merely a government initiative. Please understand, it is rooted in the timeless belief that India's greatest strength lies not in any one region, any one language, or any one tradition, but in the magnificent tapestry of all of them woven together. The Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program pairs every state and union territory with another and seeks to nurture exchange of knowledge of heritage, traditions, arts and culture of different states and union territories. The pairing of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh for this program is profoundly meaningful. Our two states share centuries of history, a history of intellectual exchange, of the shared devotional traditions, of rivers and trade routes that connected our peoples long before modern borders were drawn. Each one of you is an ambassador of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program. When you sit with the Andhra family and share a meal of Gongura Pachadi, hope you have tasted, Avakaya Pachadi, Pulihora, Pesarattu, you are not just tasting new food, you are building bridges between different cultures and traditions. We will also come along with you to Chowpatty so that we can have also Pani Puris and Vada Pav, Pani Puri. When you listen to a Telugu folk song or even a Telugu film music, you must have seen Shankarabharanam, many of you. Have you seen Shankarabharanam movie? You have not seen that. Then you must go and see. Huh? RRR, Triple R. Why you don't watch Shankarabharanam? No, I am not paid for that, to advertise the movie. If you really want to listen to the music, Telugu music, when you listen to Telugu folk song or witness a Kuchipudi performance, you carry a piece of this land's soul back with you. Similarly, we in Andhra Pradesh will receive from you the gifts of your culture, your literature, your cuisine, your festivals, your ways of seeing the world. This is the exchange that makes India unbreakable. I wish the faculty, staff and students from Maharashtra visiting Andhra Pradesh as part of the Yuva Sangam program a wonderful stay, and I hope you will all carry with you memorable moments of your visit to the state. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the inspiring address and valuable inputs. Now you can freely interact with Honorable Governor, sir.
माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय जी, कई सर्वेक्षण बताते हैं कि बड़ी संख्या में युवाओं को अपने मौलिक अधिकार और कर्तव्यों की पूरी जानकारी नहीं है। इसके साथ ही अपने सामाजिक दायित्वों की भी पूरी समझ नहीं है। ऐसी स्थिति में आप भारत के युवाओं को संविधान के मूल्यों को अपने जीवन में अपनाने और लोगों में कानून की जागरूकता बढ़ाने के लिए क्या भूमिका निभाने की सलाह देंगे? उसके साथ ही आप उन युवाओं को किस प्रकार प्रेरित करना चाहेंगे कि वे एक जिम्मेदार, जागरूक और संवेदनशील नागरिक के रूप में विकसित भारत में अपना योगदान दें?
See, when I was a lawyer for the when I was a lawyer, I was representing a medical university. When I was a lawyer, see, there was a discussion, even for medical students, a subject on constitution should be introduced, and I am a strong votary of this concept. शायद आपको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बहुत गहराई से जानना पड़ेगा आपको. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का हर एक सेक्शन आप पढ़ना कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, but you should know the gist of the Constitution, or we call it constitutional morality. For example, equality of law, equal distribution of laws, Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, Article 21, 22 चल रहा है. So शायद I think all of you should be given, including computer engineers, you too should be given one subject, Constitution, on subject Constitution. Not every section like a law student. ये जानना बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है. अल्टीमेट हमारा सबसे बड़ा किताब हमारे इंडिया में है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. इट इज़ ओवर एंड बिकॉज आर्टिकल 25, 26 आपको परमिशन देता है आपका रिलीजन फॉलो करने, समझे ना. इसी के वास्ते हम हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई कहलाते हैं. बिकॉज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन परमिट्स यू टू फॉलो योर रिलीजन. सो सबसे ऊंचा किताब है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. आपको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ज़रूर पढ़ना है. स्पेशली फंडामेंटल राइट से भी बढ़ के फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज. सब लोग राइट में जाते हैं, बट यू शुड ऑल्सो नो द फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज and directive principles of state policy. Now UCC is coming. What is UCC? Uniform Civil Code. That is because of I think 49A or something like that. One of the items in the directive principles of the state policy. 44. That's why now UCC is coming from I think it's already started in Uttarakhand. Now they are introducing in Assam, Madhya Pradesh, then Rajasthan, some states, slowly it is coming, which treats everybody equally, irrespective of your caste or community, barring some scheduled tribes in Northeast. No, that also, they will also be occupied, maybe in due course of time. उसके बाद में हिंदू लॉ, मुस्लिम लॉ कुछ नहीं, सबको एक ही लॉ है.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I would like to give thanks to respected Honorable Sir for giving us the opportunity to allow us for the questions. So my first question would be like what motivates you, what inspires you to transition from judiciary role to serve as a governor of Andhra Pradesh, and what leadership lessons can we take back from you to implement in our day-to-day lives?
See, I was never a leader actually. I was only a follower.
Yes, but actually, yeah, we just want to hear from you, like, how can we implement in our day-to-day lives?
Yeah. You must think in this direction. First of all, you should think to become a leader.
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi said, think big to become great. First, आपके सर में आना चाहिए. It should come in your mind. Taj Mahal is built twice. Do you know? Do you know Taj Mahal is built twice? No, you don't know.
No.
Because you are seeing only one Taj Mahal. But one Taj Mahal first he built in his mind. Then only it comes to the physical world. It should start from your mind. Success or failure, it's very difficult to define success and failure because there is nothing like failure. Failure is an attempt, that's all. You must take it as an attempt. It is not a failure. It is one of the attempts. Some people say the opposite word of success is failure. Literally, yes, you are right. But in fact, it is no. It is one of your attempt. Maybe you may not have succeeded. है ना? Start thinking in this line.
Good evening, Honorable Governor Sir. My question is that as you are a chancellor to all the universities in the state, what can be the role of government to implementing the NEP to 2020 as soon as possible in the state? And what is your opinion on the NEP 2020? As Mahatma Gandhi said, there is no mean for the political democracy without educational democracy. And what measures can NEP take to the last man's education, the Antyodaya?
Some people have mistaken the definition of education. According to many think, if you are a graduate, you are an educated person, right? But according to me, you are only a literate, that's all. That is one of the, what should I say, component of education. It's not an end in itself. It is only a means to an end. If you are a BA graduate, you know something about arts. I am a law graduate, I know something about law. education is, Vivekananda said, Swami Vivekananda, education is training of the mind and not stuffing the brain. Training of the mind to face the future challenges. And university should be, if you want to be a real university, you should educate the children in true sense. You must make them ready to face future challenges. If you go and get by heart and get 100 of 100, you are not an educated person. And it has several components, including what should I say, humility. There are so many aspects. If I want to call you as an educated person, you must acquire all these qualities. You should not get anger. Many people have, you should not react. You should have a lot of patience. All put together, if you put together, no, we can call him as an educated person. You should be smiling a bit. Free of cost, no expenses. So university should focus in educating, really educating the students. And I visit many universities. I have given the description of the universities we have. You are right. Governor is the chancellor of the universities. You are right. And I visit many universities, convocations. Maybe a new thinking is required. Now they have become factories producing BA graduates, BCom graduates, BSc graduates. That is not sufficient. See, in our Gurukula system earlier, see, they were really educated because they were taught from, from sweeping the floor to everything. In our Gurukula system, we have read in our scriptures. Maybe a new thinking is required, brother.
Sir, you have a spectacular career as a judge in the highest jurisdiction of this country. In 2017, you upheld the verdict. You had upheld the validity of the triple talaq in one of those cases. And in 2019, you gave the verdict in the favor of construction of Ram Mandir. Did you ever face any criticism on, especially on these two verdicts? If yes, then please share your experiences with us. How did you handle this?
See, a judge is not bothered about the consequences. He is like a surgeon. You can't see whether the patient feels hurt. He has to do the surgery. Materials are placed before you. Now coming to the verdict in Ram Mandir. It was a pure civil dispute, land dispute. There was nothing special in that. Of course, it is 500 old. I think it started in 15th century. You know, that mosque was built. Right. First suit was filed in the 19th century. That was disposed of. Second suit which came up before us was filed in 1948. Third suit was of 1956 or 57. If you read the judgment, about 600 pages, you need a lot of patience to read that. Right? You may ask me, if it is a simple land dispute, why do you write 600 pages? Because there are material was so much. You may not understand that legal niceties. I think there are two law students, if I am right. Where are they? There is this side one. Yes. See, one of the main contention of the Muslim side was they have perfected title by adverse possession. For that adverse possession, they should be in continuous possession. On facts, we found they were not in continuous possession, adverse possession. What is an adverse possession? Supposing it's my property, I allow you to my knowledge, you allow you to stay there for over a long period of time. Law says that you become owner. For that, your continuous uninterrupted possession should be there, not litigious possession. These are all highly technical words, legal words. Litigious possession, adverse possession, exclusive possession. So it was a simple title suit, brother, between two parties. Of course, because of all this politics, you know, it got complicated a bit. but we had no problem. But of course, it had, and for example, triple talaq. We have not upheld triple talaq. We banned triple talaq. Why do you say upheld triple talaq?
You stated that it is valid as per Sharia law in.
No, we have not said. There is absolutely, you will not find support in any Islamic scripture about triple talaq. Talaq is different from triple talaq. Triple talaq is instant talaq. You have seen that movie Nikah. Have you seen Nikah?
Shah Bano case movie, sir.
Oh, why do you go to Shah Banu case? Shah Banu has nothing to do with this triple talaq. It has nothing to do with triple talaq. We said it is unconstitutional. If somebody comes drunk fully, quarrels with his wife, that is a movie, and in his fit of anger he says talaq, 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 and she has to get out with that song, Dil ke arma aansuon mein beh gaye. Dil ke arma aansuon mein beh gaye. Salma Agha. Right? We banned it. We said no, it is unconstitutional. Of course, there were two views expressed, but effect is the same. Chief Justice Kehar and I wrote a different one view, and the other three learned judges. Two of them wrote one more view. I think Justice Lalit and Justice Rohington Nariman, and Joseph Saab wrote his separate, but effect is the same.
Thank you, sir.
I request Dr. Shri Someshwar Rao Sanapala, Associate Professor IIT Tirupati, and Dr. Shri Manava Divekar, Senior Technical Officer, IISER Pune.